This is the Houston Soccer HQ Draw Special. It's the tournament that crosses continents and spans oceans. The golden thread that binds generations. Every 4 years, the world holds its breath. For the first time, 3 countries welcome teams from across the globe. The beautiful game in a cross-continental clash. Talent can get you to the tournament. Grit can get you through the group. But today, destiny is not in the feet of the players. It's in the hands of fate. Paths will be forged, rivalries ignited, and the group of death awaits the one bold enough to take the crown.
Yeah! Hey, welcome to a special edition of Houston Soccer HQ. I'm Anthony Antoine.
And I'm Carolina Sanchez. And baby, if you are not ready for the FIFA World Cup 26, you better get ready. It is the biggest tournament in the world, but this time, it's the biggest ever.
Oh my goodness, we had an amazing experience here at Little Woodrow's in East Downtown, really sharing space with folks inside because this is when we got to know the draw, where some of these teams are going to be playing. We had 12 groups here, and they're all grouped up in groups of 4 out of those 12. So it's good stuff, and we're excited to share everything here with you here today.
Yes. All right, but just to give you the lowdown of how it all worked out, let's pull up this map.
All right, here we go.
See, this is across 3 different countries in North America. We've got Canada, USA, and Mexico, and 16 host cities. And Houston, baby, it's one of them, and we have 7 matches coming here. And we know potentially who might be coming.
That's right. So we're going to talk about all that and so much more here in the next hour or an hour and a half. But first up, let's talk about the draw. So if you're not too familiar with the draw and what this all means and the importance of today, we're going to dive into that for us.
Right. So if you didn't see that explainer, maybe I'm going to break that 3 minutes and 30 seconds down very quickly for you. So basically we got 48 teams. We're splitting them into those 12 groups, and 4 teams go in those groups. And the way the tournament works, all 4 of those teams play each other at least once to see who advances to the round of 32. This is the first time we have a round of 32. That's the first knockout stage of this tournament. And it's the top 2 teams per group and then the best third-place teams that get to advance. And so now we get to see who are going into those groups. And they're being pulled from 4 different pots based off of FIFA Men's World Ranking. Except for that, pot 1, we got the 3 host countries, USA, Mexico, and Canada, and pot 4, which has the 6 playoff placeholders, and the playoffs are happening in March, which we can talk about that later.
We'll get there later.
Yeah.
But in Houston specifically, we were really paying attention to groups E, groups F, groups H, and groups K. And for good reason. So now we know what countries are in those 4 groups, and those are the 4 groups that we could see here, those countries playing in Houston, right? So we got some expert analysis for you here today. We got Jack McGlynn, an attacking midfielder for the Houston Dynamo. He's going to be joining us alongside his head coach, Ben Olsen. So they're going to be looking at, this right here.
Yeah.
And they're going to be giving us the X's and O's and who are the teams to watch.
Yes. And, if you missed the draw, it is actually quite a spectacular event. It was 90 minutes of pomp and circumstance, okay? We had so many people from the U.S. Represented, like Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky,
Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq.
It was funny seeing Kevin Hart with Heidi Klum, okay? There's a big difference between that, international supermodel and that,
But Kevin Hart's got a big personality, though. So what he loses in height, he makes up for with comedy.
Yeah, because I kind of get to feel that here when I'm with.
But no.
And then President Trump received the inaugural Peace Prize from FIFA.
Yeah.
And during that little speech he made, he said, here in the U.S. they call football soccer, but he was like, maybe we need to talk to the NFL and talk about that name.
If there's anybody that's going to push the envelope and maybe put it out there, it's President Trump. So you never know. It might happen. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Quite the change,
And then
though.
we had an amazing performance with Nicole Scherzinger. Andrea Bocelli started the whole thing.
I love all of them, but for me it was
Miss Lauren Hill.
Lauren Hill shut it down. She had her son perform and had some other relatives on the stage as well. So, when you see that lineage there also, she's got some kids with one of Bob Marley's sons. So, the lineage, the connection there, it was good to see that on stage here today.
Absolutely. All right, but who else was there at the Kennedy Center where this was all going down?
Who else?
The president of the FIFA World Cup 26 Houston Host Committee, my guy, Chris Canetti.
Chris.
And we're supposed to be talking to him any second now, so hopefully he's there and listening to us. Chris, are you there, boo-boo?
All right, Chris is there.
I can hear
So
you.
now we've been talking to Chris like for the last couple of months. There you go, Chris. All right, man.
Hello.
So just bring us in the room. You know, share with us what that was like for you to be in D.C. and represent Houston. And, you know, now you walk away with knowing some of the countries that could very well play in our great city.
Yeah, I've been here for 2 days now, and it's been so exciting. The energy, the enthusiasm has been through the roof. I've been able to experience a lot of really cool things in my 31 years in sports, but last 24 hours has been just spectacular, and there's clearly nothing like a FIFA World Cup, and going through this experience over the last few days is just highlighting how big this is and how exciting it is and how generational it is for not me, but for all of us who are about to experience this.
Were there any countries that were named in those groups that you're like, hey, I'd like to see them come to this city now?
Well, we know which 4 groups are playing in Houston: E, F, H, and K. And when you look at those groups and you look at some of the teams like Germany and Spain and Portugal and Colombia and Ecuador, we got some really good possibilities. So tomorrow at noon Eastern, 11 Central, we'll have a great idea. We'll have the idea of who's coming to Houston, and we'll be able to talk about it in more detail. But right now, we're pretty excited. There's a real good opportunity for us to get some incredible matchups, including some of the biggest and best teams in the world.
Yeah, when you get back here to Houston, just kind of walk us through, like, what are some of the conversations you're going to be having with your team as you really take this next step? Because now that we know the groups, and then tomorrow we find out who's playing, your team's got to really start locking things in even further. So what's some of that conversation going to look like?
Yeah, this becomes, everything's just kind of been on the drawing board up to this point. And now when you have teams that are coming, it kind of creates opportunity, not just for the host committee, but for the entire city, for us to connect with these countries and to find ways to, make this come to life in a much more different way than just talking about things like safety and security or installing pitches or things like that. Now we can actually work with different countries and, all of the elements that come along with that in our great city to bring it to life in a much different way. So I think the conversations are going to head in a different direction, and it's going to be fun and exciting.
Are there any events that Houstonians can look forward to in the lead up to the World Cup kicking off here on June 14th?
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of events that we announce coming into the new year. We have a goal of finding many, many ways from January on, leading right into June 14th, where people from across Houston can have ways to engage with the World Cup, participate in the World Cup. There'll be a trophy tour, by the way, coming in May, for example. We're having a youth soccer tournament in March. We have a whole list of events that we'll be unveiling here soon to try to engage the community and, like I said, make them feel part of the World Cup in Houston.
And, I really want to touch on, too, give us an update on the volunteers, because the volunteers are such an integral and important part of the World Cup being a success. Can you just talk about the work being done? Because we don't see it.
No.
But they're going to be out there on the front lines when it comes to the World Cup.
Such an important job.
Yeah, we're looking to have 5,200 volunteers to support our efforts around the World Cup this June and July. And we opened up our volunteer center back in October. And we had over 35,000 people initially apply for the volunteer positions. We ended up whittling that list down to about 15,000. So since October, there's been interviews going on a daily basis with potential interview candidates as we try to wrap up that pool and name the 5,200 volunteers that we're going to put to work and to help us pull this thing off.
All right, one thing that people can look forward to when the FIFA World Cup comes to the United States, here in Houston, we have that fan fest that's going throughout the entire tournament. Talk about that for people who are unfamiliar with what's going down in Edo.
Yeah, so the Fan Festival will be a 39-day event. It's going to kick off on June 11th, the first match from Mexico City, and it will conclude on July 19th, final up in the New York, New Jersey market. And it's basically a large outdoor viewing party of all 104 of the World Cup matches that are going to take place this summer. So we've identified Edo as the site for our fan festival. We've laid out a footprint there. That's pretty exciting and amazing around all the bars and the restaurants, and just south of Shell Energy Stadium. And it's going to be an epic opportunity. It's free, by the way, free general admission for fans to come out and participate in the World Cup, enjoy the matches, celebrate culture of all the different countries that are playing, but also celebrate Houston as well. So we've got really exciting plans coming together on the Fan Festival, and we look forward to we're actually expecting more than 500,000 guests to our Fan Festival over the course of the 39-day period. So it's going to be another significant event around this World Cup, and something that all Houstonians will have access to.
You know, Chris, before we let you go, I think we can all say, like, thank you, man. Like, you know, Carolina and I have been working closely with you the last couple of months. You and your team consistently doing good work. We thank you so much for leading the charge on this, you and your staff. But I got to ask, man, after a busy day like today, what do you do with yourself, man? Do you go for a walk, go to the gym, work out a little bit, get a stress reliever, get a glass of wine? What's next for Chris here today?
Well, first of all, I need something to eat. I haven't had a meal since I left Houston yesterday. We've been on the go. So finding something to eat next is what's up next. But thank you, Anthony, for those words, and Caroline, it's been great to work with you guys. But you know, we do have a tremendous team here on the host committee and the Harris County Houston Sports Authority. But really, the community as a whole has really been behind us. You know, from all our elected officials, you name it, the corporate support. It's been amazing and phenomenal to lead this effort and have so many people supporting us with such strength. So it's been a dream come true, to be honest with you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Chris. Go get your food, and we'll be talking to you when you're back in Houston, all right?
All right, we look forward to seeing you guys in person. Take care.
All right, he shouted out the Harris County Houston Sports Authority, and we've got the CEO here in the building. We're actually outside. We're outside.
Come on in, Ryan.
We got Ryan Walsh here.
Good afternoon. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. Of course. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
All right, you saw the draw.
I did.
What you thinking?
I'm just excited, honestly. Look, I didn't care what the teams were. We've got some A-list teams, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
I was just excited for the draw because now we can plan, right? Chris and his team who you just spoke with, we've been planning for the last 7 years for this, but now we know who's coming. We know what the impact's going to be. Yeah. We know what to prepare for. So for us, from a planning perspective, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But for the city, for the Houston, for the region, I mean, this is going to be huge. You guys were here. You heard what it was like when Colombia got called and some of the others in Portugal and Spain. But to have a team like Spain, the number one ranked team in the world, Houston, that's massive.
Massive.
To have a team like Colombia that has such a large fan base. You know, one thing I learned earlier was that of all the 48 teams represented, Houston has a home crowd for every single team represented.
Every single one?
Every single one. So to us, that's fantastic because it just showcases Houston's diversity and why we really are a global city.
Yeah, and I can't wait till the world sees that, right? It's going to be on full display.
Oh, absolutely.
You were touching on very briefly about the preparations, right? Just talk about some of the preparations that got to happen at the stadium.
Sure. So the stadium, we've gone through just a couple of minor stuff. Comparatively, we're all lucky, but, you know, in the United States, every single stadium that is built for an NFL team, not for a soccer team. So I think every stadium in the country had to go through something. We've widened the field a little bit just for some of the runoff areas, took down some of the walls, took out a couple of seats, but those seats are going to be filled with some temporary seating, kind of like you see already today. We're going to have to do some suite work because FIFA, you know, they have some muckety-mucks that come in, some of the big folks you saw on the screen this morning. Yeah. So we're going to do a little modification to some of the suites in the stadium after rodeo, but those will get put back like the way they were. The stadium bowl modifications will stay like they are going forward, which is great because honestly it just kind of creates more flexibility for that stadium floor if we wanted a Women's World Cup or another event like that.
So for Houstonians who haven't gone for a soccer match but, you know, love going to see the Texans and going to the rodeo, do these changes affect them in any way?
Not a bit. You won't even notice, honestly. You won't even notice. Unless you stood there watching them take down a little small section of wall, you'd be like, it looks just the same. I don't know what they're talking about. So.
Yeah.
The only thing, though, too, the stadium, NRG, for the World Cup, it'll just be known as Houston Stadium, right?
Correct, yeah.
Right, so that's going to be, it's not just
Absolutely.
in Houston, it's Dallas Stadium, Kansas City Stadium, pretty much everybody.
These are FIFA restrictions.
FIFA restrictions, right?
Absolutely, FIFA contracted. One of their requirements was that it be a, quote, clean stadium. Mm-hmm. So all of the branding that's there, whether it's Rodeo Texans, whether it's any of their sponsors, fortunately Coca-Cola is one of the park sponsors, so that'll stay because they're a FIFA sponsor, but the naming rights for all these stadiums are going to be covered. So it'll be Houston Stadium instead of NRG Stadium for the 39 days.
Yeah. speaking of preparation and the rodeo being there, I mean, we did a whole documentary about how that transition between rodeo and the World Cup coming. It's a time crunch. FIFA wanted months, but you can't move the Houston Livestock Show in rodeo.
You cannot.
Not happen.
So how confident are you that you're going to be able to execute and be able to deliver world class service, have everything ready for a global tournament that is the World Cup?
100% confident. I'll tell you why. I spent 8 years at NRG Stadium working there, watching the turnovers that they do either before or after rodeo, right? One of the most epic that I saw was the turnover from rodeo to Final Four in about a 48-hour period. Absolutely phenomenal.
48 hours?
Moving those 600 dump trucks of dirt out of the stadium after rodeo and getting a basketball court built in. But for World Cup, we're a little bit luckier because, rodeo move out at the end of March. We'll start moving in May 1 to the stadium. So we've got a little bit of a run-up. We've got a little distance between rodeo and the move-in, but we've got a little bit of a run-up until the first match, which gives us that time to make sure that those preparations are complete, make sure that everything's secure, make sure the building's working like it needs to go.
But it's that type of experience that we already had that made Houston attractive to even get the World Cup, right?
Undoubtedly. I mean, Houston does big things, and we do them really, really well. One of the coolest things is since 2004, Houston has hosted more major events than any other city in the country. Mm-hmm. So for us, this is the culmination of all of those fantastic events that lead up to this absolutely epic generational event. But going forward, what it means is that the world sees that Houston can do big stuff, and we do it really, really well. So they're going to say, hey, Women's World Cup, let's go check out Houston. Or Rugby World Cup, let's go check out Houston. And for us, from the Sports Authority perspective, it's great, right? It's an absolutely great calling card for the world to see Houston hosting a World Cup. There's only a few cities that can say that. So going forward, it's an absolute badge of honor to have this. We're incredibly privileged and just humbled by this experience, and I know it's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. I mean, we're excited for the world to be coming here. We need Houstonians to understand what is coming. So yes. For those Houstonians who don't know what a World Cup means, how do they prepare for this? Do they?
Man. No, I don't think you do, honestly, because, just going around talking to different people the last several months, I don't think people understand how big this really is, right?
Not at all.
This is a generational event. This really is the largest sporting event this city has seen and may see for a lifetime for some folks. Certainly for me, from a native Houstonian, I've never seen anything this big. But I think from the size and the scale, I mean, I don't know. If you've been to a World Cup, you know, right? If you've experienced one, you know. But for Houstonians and the folks in the region, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. It's going to be incredible. I hope we all embrace it as Houston does, right?
Yeah.
The culture, the people in Houston, that's what we're known for. You've got this Southern hospitality, this Texas hospitality, but you've got the global diversity and the global culture here, which I think is going to just be so welcoming.
I'm going to ask you a similar question to what I asked Chris. Like, do you breathe a sigh of relief a little bit that now, okay, the draw has happened, or it's just like you're not breathing a sigh of relief until it's all said and done at the end of the day next year?
Yes. Yes, right?
You
breathe out a little bit, and then you think, oh, crap. But no, it is, because I think it gives us a little bit more direction and structure about what we need to do. We can plan accordingly, knowing what we're going to expect from a team perspective, right? So Spain's going to bring a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Saudi Arabia is going to bring a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Portugal, et cetera, et cetera. So we know what to expect. But I think from my perspective, and I know Chris shares this, is that until the last match happens, July 4th in Houston, we're not going to be breathing. We want to make sure that this is not only the most successful, most safe, epic event, we want it to be the greatest event in Houston's history. So until we get to that finish line, I promise you that we're going to be making sure that we're pulling our hair out every day. I got to start on that, but it's going to be great. We're going to make sure that we have the most fantastic team at the authority and the host committee. Certainly, Chris's leadership on the host committee guy knows more about soccer in town than anybody else. So I'm confident it's going to be great. I'm confident that Houstonians are going to love it, and I'm confident it's going to be epic.
Absolutely. And I'm confident in you guys. You guys are kicking butt.
You guys are
we appreciate y'all.
Even working with you guys, right? Yeah. We work with a lot of people, but you see it from the, being in proximity to you guys and how you guys operate, and you're always willing to reach out to us and work with us. Like, there's no doubt that things are moving smoothly here behind the scenes. So
I expect
appreciate
y'all.
less.
Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
yes.
you.
Thank y'all very much.
You. All right, so let's head up to Dallas.
Because
Houston.
Houston's just one of the 16 host cities.
That's right. So let's head up the road and see what my folks got going on in Dallas there as they experience the draw for the first time as well.
Well, the world's biggest sporting event deserves the world's largest honky-tonk, and that is exactly the deal here. We've got thousands of people packed at Billy Bob's Texas, an iconic venue here in Fort Worth. Again, all under one roof. Thousands of people celebrating this draw, but also just very passionate about the game, and they are showing it. Almost as if people are saying, hey, this thing is really heading for North Texas, and it's happening in just a few short months. The folks here have been cheering, and the cheers have been telling the story. We've heard from those representing Argentina, Colombia, Brazil, and of course, the United States. We've had several special guests here on the stage, all getting the crowd excited as they are now paying attention to the national feed from Washington, D.C. But again, a major and amazing celebration here at Billy Bob's Texas to celebrate the draw, and not only that, just the overall journey of FIFA World Cup 26 heading to North Texas. Deon Anglin, Fox 26 News.
Thank you, Dion. All right, you stay right there. We got more of Houston Soccer HQ special edition of the final draw. And we have Ben Olsen and Jack McGlynn from the Houston Dynamo FC joining us to do a breakdown of the groups that are coming to Houston. Stay right there.
This is all Houston?
Yeah, and I guess that too.
All right, welcome back to Houston Soccer HQ. We are joined now by the Houston Dynamo FC head coach, Ben Olsen. And right beside him right here, we got the attacking midfielder himself, Jack McGlynn. The kid's a stud. Coach is awesome. We needed that analysis, that insight, so they're joining us. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let's get some overall thoughts about the draft in general. Let's start broad view here. The draw, not the draft.
Same difference.
Also, fellas, thanks for coming. All right?
So
y'all got knowledge we don't got, you know?
Yeah, not at all.
Sort of. We're just getting it. This is fresh. This is a lot to process.
So
this is a
like
lot of teams.
Unadulterated. Just let it fly. Whatever comes to mind. Just like let it fly.
I've been getting phone calls and texts already about Spain Uruguay tickets from all across the country.
Come on.
Like, you got me. I'm like, I don't even have tickets yet. But I think first off, it's excitement. Right?
Yeah.
Today is about like, oh, this is coming.
Yeah.
This is coming to our country, and it's also coming to Houston. And
Actually,
a lot of good teams.
Ben, you played in 2006, the World Cup. Do you remember the draw back then? Were you like glued to it, like who's going to be in the U.S. group?
I was more glued to when they were going to announce the team to see if
The
I
roster,
was on.
if you were on the roster. You're right.
That was the most important.
Okay, got you.
But then
True.
the second most important was certainly, who you're going to play against, and then it gets even more real. It's like, okay, these are their opponents, and now you can start thinking of them. Again, it's more of a coaching thing where they're like, okay, this is who we go. Tomorrow morning, they're in there working on these teams and prepping, and I remember being on the team more, that announcement, than I do the actual opponents.
I see Jack here like, that whole
hopefully
roster
he
thing.
has
He was on the Gold Cup roster this summer, so you know what it's like to wait and be called up.
Yeah. I mean, this one's going to be a much longer wait, I can tell you that. But it's just excitement for me personally that I even have a chance to be there and represent my country. It's probably the most proud thing you can do, and especially on home soil, it'll be even better.
Absolutely.
Love it, man. Okay, so in Houston we got groups E, F, H, K.
All right, in Groups E, let me just name them. All right, in position 1 we've got Germany. Then we've got debutant Curacao. In position 3 we've got Cote d'Ivoire. And in position 4 we've got Ecuador. Okay, in Group E, what do we think about those 4 teams? Germany,
You
Curacao,
want me to go? I actually
Cote
heard
d'Ivoire.
something on the radio coming in here about Ivory Coast and Ecuador.
Okay.
Defensively, ridiculous.
Yeah.
They don't give up goals at all. Germany's Germany. Germany, this is what they do. In the tournament play, forever they've been unbelievable, and they know how to do this. So certainly out of those 3, Curaçao's they're going to punch.
They're going to fight.
They're going to fight and
Come
figure
on,
it out.
man.
And of course, an underdog, that's a lot to ask of. But a really tough group. Ecuador and Ivory Coast and Germany, those are 3 teams that are going to fight it out. But of course, Germany's the favorite.
All right, Group F, we've got Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia, and the winner of playoff B. The Netherlands, I would imagine, historically, another powerhouse club.
Yeah, but I think you can't overlook Japan. I think obviously we played them recently with the U.S. and it was such a challenging game. We won, but I think ultimately they're such a technical team. They might have been missing some guys, so you can't really overlook them in that group.
That's good. That's why we got you here, Jack.
Yeah,
That's why we got you
he's
here.
like Netherlands,
He's like,
Japan,
no, actually,
bro, Japan. I do want the Netherlands fans here.
They
though.
travel well.
Come on, they travel so well. And if you want to paint the city orange with the dynamo, you might as well have some Netherlands with you,
The Dutch,
right?
they'll be there. They're nasty. They know what they're doing too
They
in
know
these
what they're
tournaments.
doing, yeah. All right, in Group H, we've got Spain, okay, number 1. Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Ooh.
Two horses in this one, for
Okay.
sure. I'm assuming, is that true that that's going to be in Houston?
No, these are the 4 groups that are going to be represented.
Okay, so
So hopefully they're here. We don't know who
We'll
yet.
find out tomorrow.
okay, tomorrow's Spain and Uruguay. Again, there's a real excitement about that game.
Yeah.
Does it mean anything there? It's the last game in that group. We'll see. But Spain will be there, in my mind, there in the quarters, semis, and potential a team that could win this thing.
That can win the whole thing. What are your thoughts on that, Jack?
I agree with him. Obviously, I know the U.S. obviously just played Uruguay and beat them, but you got to say they're better than that, and that's going to be a really good game.
I mean, yeah, we killed them 5-1. I say we.
But
Like I
on
played
that,
for the
on that
US
too, Jack, let's talk a little bit more about that. So now when you have a team like that, are they looking to get some revenge? Like when you take a loss that bad, right? At the end of the year and you head into the World Cup, they got some more friendlies most likely next year. But at the same time, does that stick in the back of your mind and you kind of take that with you?
Yeah, for sure. I think especially that being the last kind of window until March next year, that's going to be on everyone's mind for them. And I think it's like getting eliminated from playoffs. That's the kind of feeling you'll have, and you want to correct that, especially in a big tournament like this.
All right. What's the last group we got? We got Portugal.
Come on. It's the best group.
No, Portugal.
Colombia.
So like my grandpa, and my family go back to Portugal, and of course our family Colombia.
Yeah.
So we were just like, what? We're in the same group. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then we also got Uzbekistan, and then
To be determined.
Yeah, winner
from
playoff 1.
Playoff 1. Yeah.
You know, let's talk Uzbekistan a little bit because like a country, making their debut, you know what I mean, in the World Cup. Like, can you just put into words what it even takes then for like a team and a country to get from the ground up, build a program like that to even qualify to get here?
Well, I think that's the beauty of this World Cup. And I know the extended field and has gotten, some people love it, some people think too many countries are in this. I think it's beautiful with Uzbekistan and Haiti and Kyrgyzstan and these teams, these underdog stories are in this World Cup. And I think it's great for everybody to have these stories in the way that the small teams in the NCAA basketball. I love this stuff. I love this stuff, and they're one of them that is exciting. I know they're going to have a lot of support, and it's a tall task for all of them, though.
Yeah.
But again, that's what this is.
Okay, so how do you think it's going to rank at the end? Okay, we got Portugal and Colombia, and Uzbekistan. I just want to hear from their mouth. Colombia number 1?
You think?
Come on, Jack.
Colombia
Push back, Jack.
Portugal.
No, I know Colombian fans. I'm not going to say anything different from them.
Es que saben. Ellos saben.
Leave me over here by myself.
No, I mean, could Ronaldo take it this year? Messi got it last World Cup.
Portugal's fascinating because it's such a small country, and this team continues to do so well. Whether it's the European Championships or at the World Cup, they just always are there. And again, they're just so hard to beat. They have star power, right? They're collective. All their players are playing in such, the best teams in the world. So they know what they're doing. They'll be there too. They're both going to be there.
All right, so we got to take a quick commercial break, though. We'll get to Coco Dominguez here first. So they're going to stick around because we got to talk about USA's group, Mexico, Canada. We really want to talk about that. But we're going to send things over to Coco Dominguez. She's over at Phoenix with the American Outlaws. Coco.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yes, we have been out here since about 10 o'clock this morning. This is what's left of the scene here at the Phoenix on Westheimer. We're in the Upper Kirby area. A lot of people excited. We're closer to just really nailing down every detail and some of their countries, who you want to root for, what the best matches are. We have got the American Outlaws over here. We've got Team Houston, and they've got a really good, unofficial yet brilliant assessment of who, when, why, what, where. It's all coming up here in just a little bit. We'll be right back after this. It's Fox 26 News.
Welcome back to Houston Soccer HQ Draw Special. We are tossing it over to LA because, baby, you know who's going to be playing on the West Coast?
Team USA, baby, June 12th. We know that will be our first game, so let's see how folks are kicking it over there in LA with Sandra Endo.
This is the place to be. It's a vibe, and LA is going to be the place to be when the World Cup kicks off in June next summer. So clearly, it's all about today, finding out where those 48 teams will fall when it comes to the 12 groups of 4 teams who will play each other in the World Cup. Tomorrow we'll find out which teams will exactly be facing each other on the pitch at SoFi Stadium. But there's so much fun here. You can see the crowd gathering. There's installations where you can make all these little fun party favors as well. But talking about SoFi Stadium, where they will be hosting 8 games, is Otto Benedict, who can tell us all about how you're going to make the conditions perfect for the players. Tell us about this big deal. This is bigger than the Olympics.
This is a truly exciting day. We are so ready to have our teams announced who will be in our group, be able to welcome them to SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, put on 8 incredible soccer matches on our amazing pitch that we've got ready to be built, and just enjoy soccer and make this, really, we are now football, NFL, football for FIFA. We are the best football stadium there is.
SoFi does it all. Seriously, I've been to a soccer match at SoFi, and there is not a bad seat in the house, and the vibe is crazy. The crowd goes wild, and you will hear all the action. So tell me about the preparations that you have to undergo to make sure everything is ready.
Yeah, so we've been spending the last few years working with FIFA, working with our team to design, build, and make the fields and the adjustments necessary for the FIFA design requirements they have. So we did our test pitch earlier this year, did some work last year in 24. We've done everything. FIFA has signed off, said it was the best field they've seen since Qatar. So we are very excited for the opportunity to showcase what SoFi Stadium is going to do.
I always say, you know, LA is the best. We have sunshine, we have showbiz, and we have soccer. We have SoFi, so that's where all the action is going to be. Of course, if you can't get a ticket to watch the match, boo-hoo on you. Kind of like me, I probably have to watch it on TV, but there's so many things and places for fans to go watch. There'll be watch parties, there'll be places to hang out around town, but of course in and around SoFi is the place to be.
Absolutely, the energy will be incredible. Come down, hang out at the retail district. If you can't get in, come to our restaurants, come to our shops. If you got a ticket, come see me, it'll be awesome.
All right, sounds good. I can't wait. Let's send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate you out in there. She's talking about SoFi, but we worried about NRG, really.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying. All right, but we're back with Coach Ben Olsen and Jack McGlynn. Lord Jesus. It's been a day, okay? And no disrespect to you, Jack. You know, you get it. I'm tired. Is that what you get? Okay. All right, so we already talked about the 4 groups that are coming to Houston, E, F, H, and K. But now let's talk about the host countries and their specific groups, all right? Let's talk about USA, okay? We've got Paraguay, Australia, and a playoff spot. What do y'all think about the chances of us, I say us, USA, being at the top of that group by the end of this group play? Okay, Ben is clearly putting it on Jack. All right, Jack, come on.
I think in our minds, we want to win the group for sure. I think you can't obviously take anyone lightly. We've played 2 of those teams recently in the past couple months and came out on top. But it's going to be tough regardless. But we know we're going to get their best, and if we're at our best, we know we can come out on top.
As a player, you know, when you beat a team in the past, like you got them back on the schedule, do you wipe the last game clean completely and this is a fresh new game, or do you take some of the things you learned in the previous game into this one and maybe it can help you, or can it even harm you?
Yeah, you got to kind of forget the result, but you definitely take things the way they play, some of their players' playing styles. I think you definitely have to take some knowledge from that game, but you can't really take the result with it.
All right, Ben, don't be quiet now. What are your thoughts?
No, I can be a little less political about this group.
Okay.
This is a great group. If you're a USA fan, this is a very, very, I think, promising group as far as getting out of this, you know, and potentially even being the best team in this group and putting yourself in a good situation as you advance. Yeah. So, again, exciting group. It is interesting that the USA just played these 2 teams within the last couple months, and potentially even the play-in group we've seen as well as a country. So that's really, again, really strange how that played out. But this is the World Cup. all these teams are here for a reason. Yeah. You know, so it's a clean slate. I don't think the games before really matter that much. Everyone will be putting their best foot forward. There's a lot of experimenting going on in these former games. This is the World Cup. You're playing your best. Everybody's going to be fit. It'll be a tough group, but again, it's certainly favorable to the U.S.
Okay, now let's go back. Right, so the last World Cup in Qatar or Qatar, we were a young team. You know what I mean, but still very talented because a lot of the guys are playing in Europe. On paper, they were young but good. How much of that experience they learned in 2022 do you think carries over here to now? You got those 4 years. With age comes experience. How much of that is going to play into how they perform here at this World Cup? Yes, Ben. We'll stick with you for a little. We're gonna stick with you for a little bit because we're gonna pepper you with some questions.
Sure, that's fine. These players have been. You're right. It was a young group and it was a hungry group, and I think there's an advantage to that, and almost like not even knowing where you're at, and not even understanding the importance of that World Cup and playing free and not a lot to lose.
Right.
These players, though, since then have been playing at a very, very high level. They're all playing in some of the best teams in Europe. Some guys are excelling in the MLS, so it is a more seasoned group. I think it has more personality, and there's just more games at the highest levels. And I think that's a big deal and a big advantage for this U.S. squad.
All right, we only got a few more minutes, so I do want to talk about what's happening tomorrow at Shell Energy Stadium. You guys have a day of celebration, soccer celebration happening. Can y'all tell the viewers at home what this event's all about?
Come on out. Come on out. Yeah, big celebration tomorrow. Yeah, Shell Energy, get there. We got the times? 12 to 3.
There it is right there on your screen. The countdown to 2026 is on Saturday, December 6th over at Shell Energy Stadium. Go and enjoy and spend some time. And Jack, you and the fellas are going to be down there, right?
Or I won't be. I think some other guys will be there.
Yeah.
You're there now, man.
No. Maybe
I'm here right
maybe I shouldn't have threw my boy under the bus like that. But, you know, some of the Dynamo players will be there.
So Marcus Beasley will be there.
Okay, there you go. He's the GOAT. One of the GOATs.
DeMarcus is the best. Yeah, a couple World Cups. He's been in like 7 World Cups. He's been in every World Cup since the 20s.
Yeah. Just the 20s. He's in good shape for his 20s.
He is.
But no seriousness though. If you guys have a chance, take your family, grab the kids, go down to the the Dynamo Stadium, and really enjoy the day because this is an opportunity to really expose kids to soccer. You know what I mean? And really, they're gonna have different stations for them to play and engage. And fun fact, the stadium, actually, the field itself is top tier. If you don't know much about soccer in the field, they're going to be able to get down there and really like experience and have a good time. So
wait, they can play on the pitch?
Oh yeah.
The way we've been run out of that pitch every time, it's like get off there.
You're not allowed.
It is world class grass.
All right. Thank you guys though for joining us. We appreciate
so much.
you.
Great seeing you guys.
You know, if you hit that roster, don't forget about us.
I won't.
Okay?
I won't. Trust me.
We're gonna call you for them Zooms. All
My
right?
boy is secretly he's grinding behind the scenes.
Grinding,
We know.
Always cheering y'all on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having
Yes.
us, guys.
All right, next let's go to Coco Dominguez. Coco is back over at the Phoenix. Coco, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yes, we've had all the fish and chips and Guinness that we could have here. We've been out here since about 10 o'clock here with the American Outlaws. Lots of fans. Team Houston came on out here. All right, he's got his bracket filled out. Tell me what you think. What are some highlights for you? This is, by the way, Josh Spencer. He is the president of the American Outlaws Houston chapter.
Yeah, so I think the first thing I want to talk about is the U.S.'s bracket. Obviously, that's what we care most about. And this was actually, I think, a pretty favorable draw for us. We've got Paraguay, Australia, and then the winner of the playoff. Paraguay, now again, it was only a friendly, but we literally played them in November and beat them 2-1. So we already have some experience with that team. And then Australia, again, not one of the stronger sides, so that should also be somebody that we should be able to take care of. I forget who's in the playoffs, but ultimately, if we don't get out of this group, that will be our own fault. So, I mean, what I mean to say is it could have been a lot worse.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so where's your interest lie right now?
So I'm all about Brazil, and I'm looking at how the draw happened, and I was praying that Norway wouldn't fall on Brazil's group because that would have been the group of death. So I'm really, really grateful that Norway landed.
Why are you afraid of Norway?
I'm not afraid. I'm just saying it's 3 strong teams. That's usually how you classify a death group. But then we have Brazil, Morocco, which is the 2 strong teams, and then Haiti and Scotland. little weaker sides. I'm confident Brazil is going to advance, and let's see how well we do this year. But again, my heart is with Brazil, but I'm cheering for the US.
We heard that. Tell me real quick before we talk to Team Houston about this shirt real quick.
Okay, so this is actually this is the jersey that the U.S. wore in the 1934 World Cup. So a lot of people aren't aware of this, but the U.S. actually took place in the two first World Cups in 1930 and 1934, and actually advanced to the semifinals, which is
lucky shirt
to this day the farthest that we've ever gone. So yes.
All right, lucky shirt. All right, thank you so much, Team Houston. Jean-Luc, he has done an assessment here, unofficial. Tell us about the games coming to Houston.
So disclaimer, unofficial spreadsheet here where we put the different pools and the different games. We're interested, of course, in business in Houston.
Yep.
So if you look at the games in Houston, if this is correct, right, we will have Ecuador, we will have Japan, we will have Portugal, we will have Colombia, and we will have also Uruguay, Spain. So if you look at it for our Latino community, that would be a fantastic outcome. Again, disclaimer, right? But we took all the scheduled games and matched them up with the pools. So this is fantastic for Houston. Top teams and fitting with the Latino community. As a Dutchman, I looked at the Dutch schedule, right? Of course.
Of course, everybody's got their own.
I had my own, and it looks like they'll be playing in Dallas and Monterrey, so that is also fantastic. So as we say, bike ride away for a lot of fun with the Dutchies.
And a lot of traffic will be coming right here through Houston.
Absolutely. So we did also an assessment on the travel costs for each of the pools, and if you look, the pools that are in the central region, they are the most affordable. So if you just go for cost for the World Cup, we are in the best place. Okay. So Houston needs to promote itself to the world like crazy. Everybody will come here and we'll have a great time.
Happily ever after.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much. Such insight here. I'm Coco Dominguez. We are at the Phoenix. This doesn't stop here. I am headed. I may be coming over to Little Woodrow's and check you guys out. Back to you guys. We'll be right back after this. It's Fox 26.
Hey guys, welcome back to our coverage of World Cup 2026. The draw has happened and there's a lot of excitement all around the world. Take a look behind me, man. This massive sports bar was filled shoulder to shoulder this morning, and I'm talking 9:30 a.m. in the morning. You would not believe how loud it was in here, and when the draw happened, this place erupted. And I will tell you, they call it the beautiful game for a reason, and there's so many beautiful stories that we're going to be finding out about and telling you guys about all the way up to the World Cup. Now, for the first time ever, Jordan will be playing in the World Cup, and I've got a man right here. This is Q. It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for hanging out.
Absolutely.
So, you are from Jordan.
Yes, sir.
What does this mean to you and your country?
This means the world to us. I mean, it's the World Cup. So we're finally on a global stage. I think we have a lot of talents that we need to put out there and show the world the quality Jordanians have. We're going to fight till the end, and hopefully we'll get through the first round and make it to the second round.
And have you been hearing from any of the friends and family at home?
From all Jordanians. Jordanians are all on the streets now, enjoying this, celebrating it. We're going to be playing big teams with a value like Argentina and a lot of other teams. Is going to help us develop the game and the infrastructure for it. So I'm very excited, man.
Well, you know, you guys might have an advantage because they've never seen you in the World Cup. They don't know what to expect.
Absolutely. We're trying to take that advantage and translate it into points. And we have big legends now, big players, Musa Al-Tamari, and then we have Yazan, and hopefully they'll put some value out. We'll see them proving who we really are and what we really stand for.
So am I going to see you here again for one of the watch parties?
Absolutely, my friend.
Unless you're at one of the matches, obviously. Yeah. Man, good luck to you. Congratulations to Jordan. Pleasure meeting you, Q. All right, take care. Guys, yeah, so right now, I got to tell you, even though we're kind of in between that morning crowd and the crowd that's going to be arriving here tonight, I will tell you, still plenty of excitement in the air. Right now, we're going to go to Carolina and to Anthony.
Thank you so much, Ruben. I love that story of that Jordanian because that is what it's all about. I mean, everybody's going for their countries, for their nationalities. I mean, that's what you feel, that passion, baby.
And Jordan is one of 4 countries making their debut here this year. We'll tell you more about that as we get closer to the World Cup. But in the meantime, we want to get to Philadelphia, another one of those host cities. Let's head over to Jennifer Lee to give us a look at how folks enjoyed that experience down there.
Yeah, it's so exciting, and I love the passion coming from you guys too. Of course, behind me, Lincoln Financial Field, home to the Eagles, and next year home to the World Cup games here in Philadelphia. And what I loved about this final draw watch party, they were giving out goodies. Look at that, gotta go Philly style. Win that, John. That's right, for Team USA here. Now let's take you to that watch party that was held over the course of a few hours. There were so many people, maybe up to 800 people who attended. We saw people of all ages. I had to give one of the dads the Best Dad of the Year award because he pulled his son out of school because they were both really big soccer fans. So he got that once-in-a-lifetime experience from the beginning, because this really feels like the kickoff to the World Cup games next year. And of course, there are 48 countries competing. And I have to say, amongst the crowd, I saw a whole bunch of countries represented. And what I thought was really cool were, the people who actually feel a connection to multiple countries. I met so many people who say, I'm Colombian American, I'm Ecuadorian American, and I can so relate because I'm Korean American. So you know which teams that we'll be looking out for and rooting for. And the way that it was worded to me to simply understand what the final draw is, today you're learning who's playing who. Of course, a lot of people are still waiting to learn where the games, which locations these teams will be playing in for tomorrow. But also exciting, Philadelphia, the America 250 celebrations next year. Philly is the birthplace of our country, and big plans are underway for those celebrations next year, along with some other really fun events. Take a listen to some of the interviews we gathered.
I'm repping two nations, the one where I was born, which is Colombia, always, and the United States, because it's the country that has raised me. But super excited about the way the groups are looking. It seems like for Colombia, we might have to travel to Mexico, but it seems like for the U.S., we might be able to catch some games close by. So super excited for how things are looking.
This is the birthplace of democracy right here in Philly. It's where it all began. So it's fitting that the eyes of the world are going to be on Philly on July 4th. Also that we're going to celebrate all year with big events, from MLB All-Star Game, obviously FIFA World Cup, PGA Championship at Aronimink, and we got a few more surprises up our sleeve we'll be announcing soon.
Of course, that's Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. He was also really excited about today's watch party here. And just to leave you guys with this, I talked to another dad who actually wanted to come watch the final draw with people, but he also decided to come because there was a Philadelphia Union soccer player, his son's favorite player, so he got an autograph for his son for Christmas. So I thought that was nice. And we're passing on that Win That John energy to you guys in Houston too. Go us for being host cities.
Yes, Win That John. I mean, yeah, just like that first guy you interviewed, I am a Colombian American, so I am going for both of those teams, baby. And are you going for Korea and USA as well?
Absolutely. I had my eyes
All
on
right.
and
Well,
I saw
Jennifer,
what
thank
groups
you
they're in,
so.
So now it's a matter of where.
Yeah, we got to see who ends up winning that John. Right?
Winning that John.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. We appreciate you. You did a great job out there giving us some really good insight. But you know what? I think so for me, even too, like when Haiti, the draw, my family members, I just lost my uncle a little bit ago. He's Haitian. And it was, I could only imagine what that moment would have meant to him. He was alive to see that and experience that. And then my grandpa, he's from Portugal. So it's like the connections and the beauty of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a sport that really brings people together, brings families together, and you can share this with your neighbor. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that can bring us all together. So,
and that's exactly what we experienced in the draw. I mean, we were in that room where Ruben was at with that guy from Jordan, and as we're seeing the draw happen, we're amped up to see who's potentially coming to Houston, and we're looking out for our teams. Yeah. So when Portugal was announced, baby,
I was like,
he lost his mind. He lost his mind because it's in Group K. So hopefully they're coming here and we get to watch. Yeah. And we're just seeing E go by, F go by, H go by, no Colombia, and I'm like, maybe K. And we lost it because those are in the same group. What? But and people erupted at the different countries. It wasn't just one country that was announced here that people were like, no, it was
all the star-studded countries.
You heard Brian Walsh when he said every single team in this tournament so far is represented here in Houston.
And then you also heard like some of the oohs and ahs because you have a group like in Group C with Brazil and Morocco. That's going to be if they go ahead, that's going to be insane. And you got France and Norway as well in Group I. So a lot of heavy hitters in the soccer world are going to be facing off against each other. So great games, and we get more of it because we got 48 teams now, so over 100 games.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be 64 matches, and now we're at 104 matches. It's insane. And it's more opportunities for you at home to fall in love with this sport. And it's not just because of the ball on this pitch and these 11 players facing off at each other. It's the passion that you're going to see from the fans and how they cry for their teams. I mean, countries shut down to watch these matches. So this is a huge event, and I hope everybody prepares for it and gets behind this beautiful game.
H-Town, get ready, baby. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come right back with our special edition of Houston Soccer HQ.
Welcome back to Houston Soccer HQ, the Draw Special. It has been an exciting day for soccer fans around the world. And, baby, we're turning you into a soccer fan if you ain't one already. All right, today was the draw. It's when we got to find out the 12 different groups and the 4 teams that filled them. There are 6 teams that we still don't know yet. Once the playoffs happen in March, we'll figure those teams out. But we know where they're placed in their groups, actually, at this point. But there was a huge party here at Little Woodrow's in Edo. But in New York City, in Times Square, the U.S. men's national team had their draw party. And we know that Tina from our sister station
in New York, Fox
5 is there.
Tina Servacio, what's going on? How are you doing down there in Times Square? Okay, we're going to go to Seattle first. I apologize. So let's go to Seattle now. We've got Lauren Donovan. Lauren, sorry about that. Seattle is what's going on?
No problem. Yeah. So we are here in the Emerald City, and I know you guys, it looks like a little bit of sleeper here behind me, but there was a big party, I swear. Coffee was brewed, kegs were tapped. I mean, there is no more quintessential place to hold a FIFA watch party in Seattle than a brewery. You've got to see video of the crowds and all the folks that showed up. Check this out. So very different weather than what I'm sure you guys are dealing with there in Texas. We are talking about rain, cold, dark. Folks were showing up at 8 a.m. to get into this place. 600 in total RSVP'd. Among them, some bigwigs in Seattle. We had our police chief here, fire battalion chiefs. You know, safety is a big deal for FIFA. Then we had local soccer legends, of course, and even some reality TV stars. Yeah, we have some of those in Seattle too. But they were all mixing and mingling with FIFA officials. All the football fans in this place, though, they weren't too focused on them. They wanted to see what was going on the big screen, watching the balls get drawn and groups were formed. And we talked to FIFA Seattle CEO Peter Tomazawa about all of this. And as I'm sure you've heard again and again, he's saying the groups that really matter most are B, D, and G. That's who's playing here in Seattle. As for, you know, what's next, we know more information is going to come out tomorrow morning. But then after that, Peter says we've got to mark our calendars for January when national officials of these nations begin visiting our city. And here's what he had to say about that.
What we are going to do is do an outreach to all the general consulates, to all the nations that are coming here. We'll have a special reception for them in January, and we're going to welcome them to our great city. And then we'll start talking about bringing the best of Washington to the world, and then we'll start that storyline and storytelling in January.
And you might be wondering, watching there in Houston, what is the best of Washington? So I want to tell you what I think it is going to be. Smoked salmon, a ride on one of our beautiful Washington State ferries across Puget Sound. I don't know if you've ever been to Seattle or Washington State, but maybe I'm becoming the tourism board. We are very excited to see what national team embeds here. And my vote is that maybe the Belgians should do it because we have similar weather. So yeah, I don't know. Do you have any questions about Seattle or what was going on here today?
Baby, I've been to Seattle and I had me a time, okay? I did Seattle, I did Portland, I took the train down. I had a great time. You know, people always talk about the dreary, gloomy weather. Baby, I live for that. I did try to climb Mount Rainier, and I didn't wear the proper footwear, and my socks were soaked. We lost battery on our cell phones, and we actually rented a car that you needed like to check in with your phone. Didn't have connection for that, so an angel came and saved us, took us down the mountain to get connection to be able to get the car that we left at the top of the mountain. Wow. Yeah.
Well, that was a heck of a story.
What? So I've been there, boo-boo. I've been there.
But no, thank you so much for that coverage, though, in Seattle. We know Seattle is a very huge soccer town, so it's good to see Seattle being one of the host cities and, you guys really embracing the World Cup. I'm sure we'll have more conversations with you guys as we get closer to the event itself in June of next year. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, Lauren. All right. Now, let's just kind of chat about the 4 countries that are actually, let's go to Dallas, So Stephen Dahl, a reporter there in Dallas, is giving us another look at what's taking place just right up the road there. Again, another one of those host cities.
The FIFA World Cup next summer seems so far away, but it's only a couple of months away. And the excitement is really getting real now with the draw happening. We're here at Happiest Hours, a bar in the downtown Dallas area, and people are representing their countries that they want to support. England, Mexico, of course, people supporting USA. The North Texas area, DFW, will be hosting more matches than any host city in this tournament, including a semifinal match. And so people are sitting here watching what team, what country is going to be pitted against which ones. And then we're, of course, waiting to see what teams will be playing at Dallas Stadium in Arlington, also known as Jerry World or AT&T. All right, in Dallas, Stephen Dial, Fox 26 News.
Thank you, Steve. And, Dallas is going to be a huge hub for all of the media. Yes. I mean, they have a huge building over there. I mean, that's where I'm from, and I'm very excited.
Soccer museum.
Yeah, they have the National Hall of Fame soccer museum in Frisco, which is just north of Dallas. Yeah. But AT&T Stadium, baby, that's going to be packed.
Jerry World, right? That's what they call it, Jerry World?
Yep. Okay, but let's talk about some of these teams that are going to be here. Actually, in 2 of our groups that are going to be coming to Houston, we have 2 of those debutants, Curacao and Uzbekistan. And as that guy from Jordan was saying, this is such a huge moment for them. But I know you did your research on all of these nations. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, so Curacao, Jordan, like you mentioned, Uzbekistan, and Cape Verde. Curacao, again, is in Group E, Houston. In that group, you've got Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ecuador as well. Now, Curacao, that country is actually the smallest to ever qualify for the World Cup.
Ever.
On top of them qualifying for the very first time, they're actually the smallest. So just think about what that means for the entire country, because when you have such a small island, everyone is just deeply invested. So you love to see that. So they're going to be doing the very best they can to go far. And you got Cape Verde. They came out of the African Federation. Cape Verde also very, very passionate. They had a really good run leading up to the World Cup, really just crushing everybody in front of them. They had 7 straight wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat to Cameroon, and then they avenged that loss to Cameroon. So they're playing really well right now, so folks are really interested to see what they can do.
And they're also the 3rd smallest team
to ever qualify. So they need some more just kind of like things you can really latch onto. Then we got Jordan. This team is known as, they call themselves Al Nashama, and it kind of translates loosely to like the chivalrous ones.
Oh.
So when you think about like fight, courage, honor, just having the spirit, never giving up, that's what this team tries to embody.
Okay.
So we got 3 really good players there. That's kind of leading the charge there for them. So that's what they're leaning on. And then Uzbekistan. I think this might be, out of the 4 countries, I think Uzbekistan might be my one country to upset someone in the group stage.
Okay, dark horse.
Who would you pick? You got Uzbekistan, Cape Verde, Jordan, and Curacao. Who's your like?
I would say Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
For sure, yeah.
It's something about them. They're starting to look really good, and they're coached by a former Italian who won a World Cup as well. His name is Fabio Cannavaro. So he's no stranger to the game. He just came out in October, and he's got them really playing really well. So that's my dark horse. And who's in that group? Portugal, Colombia, and then we got someone else to be determined also in Houston here. So Uzbekistan
Let me take that back. Uzbekistan against Portugal and Colombia.
I think they might. I don't know.
I mean, but that's the beautiful thing about this specific tournament and how it's gotten so much bigger, from 32 countries to 48 countries. It's giving the opportunities to these countries that haven't been able to play because they didn't have a spot. But now that they've expanded, confederations are now seeing these teams that, might come here and upset people and be like, hey, I'm here now. and y'all better buckle up and get ready.
And the thing is not only just like qualifying. Uzbekistan became a country in 1991.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, so you think about like independence, then you think about finding the talent, and then building that talent to get like that's really incredible when you really sit down and think about not only just like the talent on the pitch, but also like the geographical and the historical aspects of what a country itself has to go through before they can even produce a soccer team to qualify for the World Cup. So, I mean, it's interesting stuff when you really kind of think about it.
Yes. All right. You know, Houston is one of the most diverse cities, if not the most diverse city in the country, but one that's really known for its diversity is New York. And New York City is where the U.S. men's national team had their draw.
Nueva York.
We've got Tina there, girl. What's going on over there?
Hello from New York City. I'm standing in Times Square, the crossroads of the world. And guys, earlier today, soccer fans or football fans from all over the world were gathered here to watch the final World Cup draw. So it's very quiet now. And as you can see behind me, there was that screen. It did have the entire World Cup draw on it. We were tapped into Washington, D.C., watching everything that was going on at the Kennedy Center. And we were learning in live time the Road to 26 Draw show. So that was here, and today's festivities were put on by the U.S. Soccer Federation as well as the New York, New Jersey World Cup host committee, and it was just a great day. There's a little mini pitch over to my left. We had youth teams from the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, playing soccer. There was actually a little soccer World Cup tournament going on here, and we had members of the U.S. men's national team here with us. We had defender Tim Ream, who is now a World Cup veteran, and both USA goalkeepers, Matt Turner, who was just such a stud in the 2022 World Cup. He had 2 clean sheets in group play, as well as Matt Freese. He is New York City FC goalkeeper, so he's our hometown goalkeeper here, and he also had a great summer with the U.S. men's national team playing in the Gold Cup. They were all here. We were with them as they were watching the groups unfold throughout the draw, and it was pretty cool getting their reactions, guys.
Oh, absolutely. And Matty Freese, baby, he is ice cold. I mean, I would love to see his reaction just to the group that he got, because Paraguay, Australia, and then that playoff, like, you know, they're primed to take it far. The U.S. is. What was the excitement like from U.S. fans that were there? Are they pumped for the group that was drawn for them?
So they're very happy, and it was kind of like tempered. You know, every time it was time to draw, you know, for Group D, they were chanting USA, USA. So it was really fun when Australia and Paraguay came out. Now, we had a unique moment, though, because it was 5 tries before the U.S. learned that final opponent in Group D, because they had to have someone from Europe in order to play in that group. And then they were getting countries from other federations, and they had to push them to Group J and then push it to Group L. So we're like, oh my gosh, by the 5th time. So fans were getting, not unruly, but they were like, gosh, what is going on? This is crazy. So it was tempering their spirit. But when they saw that it was going to be that one particular European playoff, and Turkey stands out in that group, Kosovo could be another one. But a lot of the fans that I spoke to said, look, you know, they played Australia in March. We know how they could play. That could draw a nice crowd, by the way. They open up against Paraguay in LA. Then the U.S. plays Australia in Seattle. That could be that's going to be a great crowd, by the way, for that group play match. Imagine that. But what they're saying is, you know, it's kind of round of 16 or bust, maybe even quarterfinals. So this is a great opportunity for the United States on their home soil, and fans are excited, but they're like tempered when they're talking about the group stage. They were like, yeah, bring us Paraguay. They're just like, this is good. They're going to get out of it. So it was pretty fun to just talk to everybody here from that. And there were people from Philadelphia. People were coming down from upstate New York just to be here at this party.
Hey, you know, that's a common theme, too. We spoke to some folks here in Houston, and they were saying pretty much the same thing when you look at the group stage for Team USA. Like, you know, we've played Australia, we've played Paraguay, we beat them both. So this is kind of the best-case scenario. Now we got to play the game, you know what I mean? So we got to get it done. But, Tina, thank you so much for joining us here. We really appreciate that. Good coverage down here with our neighbors and friends over at Fox 5 in New York. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come right back with more Houston Soccer HQ. Stay with us.
Yeah, so the draw worked out for Mexico and USA, so it really worked out for us. So I appreciate that.
I feel like Houston has got some really good teams to look forward to seeing.
Houston, I hope we get Portugal here. I'm gonna cross my fingers. Tomorrow we'll find out. But we have 2 good games from Group K, and Portugal fell in that, so I like our chances.
All right, here's the question: How deep can Mexico go this year?
Man, so I really hope that they go to their second game, because I think they have the possibility of, once they make the playoffs, they're playing LA, and if they win that one, they might come over here to Houston, so I'm loving that. So
Sky's the limit. I love it, man. Thank you.
Yo.
What did you think of the draw?
I thought it was favorable for both the United States and for Mexico. I think we're going to both advance to the next round, and it's going to be pretty good.
What do you think when that first match happens in Houston? What's this city going to be like?
Oh, it's going to blow up. It's going to blow up. No matter what team, every team that was drawn out is going to have a large following, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great for the city of Houston.
Welcome back to Houston Soccer HQ Draw Special. We've been having a party here at Little Woodrow's in Edo, and who sponsored it? The official domestic beer sponsor, Michelob Ultra. And we've got 2 of the guys representing each of those respectively. We've got Camilo Rojas, the VP of Marketing for Michelob Ultra. We've got Kevin Fielder, who is the Regional Director of Operations for Little Woodrow's. Guys, y'all put on a party!
It was a great party. It was a lot of fun today. Yep.
How important was it for y'all to be part of the FIFA World Cup 26 draw?
Well, as Michelob Ultra is the official beer of the FIFA World Cup, there's a lot of unique opportunities for us, especially because the most passionate fans are holding that brand in their hands already.
Hold up. I'm seeing a problem here, Camilo. I see you brought one for you and Kevin, and this one's empty, and you didn't bring
the bucket's coming.
And Anthony. We've been hard at work.
Cerveza? Is that the word?
Yeah,
cerveza fría. Okay.
Fría.
Cerveza fría. Okay.
What happened?
So you were working. I was working. I could have one, but I didn't know.
We're going to fix that soon.
Look at that.
We're going to fix that.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
When you have friends in high places, this is what happens. There we go. Smack dab in the middle.
Okay.
So are you just going to look at it? Or?
I'm just going to take it out.
A little cheers.
Shows
We'll
up.
do a cheers.
Here we
Salud,
go. Thank
everybody.
You
to a phenomenal
That's
draw.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Phenomenal draw.
All right.
Oh, that's
we did it. That is good.
Okay.
So we're going to lean in. Yeah. A lot of great events coming this summer, as we all know. Mm-hmm. 500,000 people are going to be right down the road here for the Fan Fest for the 39 days. Another 500,000 are going to be at the stadiums, for the 7 matches in Houston. So we're pretty excited about what's happening here. We've been getting ready since October of last year. Yeah. So we have 8 months of work to do, so we're pretty excited about what's happening. Extremely fast. It's really fast.
And Kevin, how did you guys prepare for today to see the crowd that turned out? Is this pretty much you guys get this type of crowd all the time,
think about
or
it too with what we deal with the Astros, with Dickens Park right across the street, with the previous years with postseason and World Series. So we've been used to that volume of doing this, but this is different territory now with the World Cup. And how exciting to see how many people came in today. I mean, you saw it. You saw the crowds here. The excitement, the energy is there today. The people of Houston, they're excited, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens here in June. It's pretty cool.
All right, are you guys soccer fans?
We are.
Okay.
I am.
Okay, so as you saw the draw, who were you looking out for?
We wanted teams like Germany, right? Because
Germans.
Guess why?
They like their beer.
Because they love beer.
They love their beer.
And they're in that group, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we also have Colombia.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a awesome Colombian contingent here in Houston.
Yes.
So we're pretty excited about that. So you know what? If that's it for me, that's it. We're going to sell a ton of beer. We're excited about that.
And you know what, too? On that same token, and we look at the groups in Houston, you got Spain also. They could be another Portugal, Colombia. We got some really
great teams. Absolutely.
Teams that come down here. So it all pans out in that way, and we have them here in the community. How do each of you prepare for that type of global response and folks from different countries coming here?
Absolutely. And, and I think one thing, to that word is that, Houston being such a melting pot of all people from different parts of the world here, that's what's exciting about it, is it doesn't matter where, what the draw ends up being, right? We've just got so many people from different cultures everywhere here in Houston to see them all come to one spot here and have fun together. And that's what's great about it. There's so many people from different areas here in Houston. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. For us, it's about the relationship with people like Kevin, but we have another, 11,000 retailers that sell our products. So that has started already. We've already had discussions with those retailers to make sure that we're in front of them. We show them exactly what's coming, the programming, the events, everything, because we want everybody to be successful. The economic impact to the city, as you know, is in the billions of dollars. So we want everybody to benefit from that in the city.
I mean, Little Woodrow's for sure is on top of that list. You have so many locations. How are you guys preparing to showcase?
I mean, looking at today, right? This is learning today. To see how many people came out today and the excitement for the draw, right? That's telling us a little bit right there that we can prepare for of what it's going to bring to us during the actual World Cup events too. So every day is learning from it. Right?
Have you guys made any changes or upgrades to the area, to the bar itself, or in preparation for the World Cup? Or
No. I mean, if we feel like we need to do it, yeah. So we should do it. But right now, I mean, you see the environment we've got here. The venue, the space is here. Right, the space is here. We got an incredible team, an incredible staff that works with our company that's here supporting and taking care of it. And plus, with our history and and experience of working with the different big events, with the Rockets down the street at Toyota Center, with the Astros and things of that nature. Dynamo right behind us too. That I think we're prepared. We're ready to do this. It's exciting.
We're pretty fortunate because everywhere he just mentioned, we're in. Right. So, I mean, we are the official beer for the major sports teams here in the city. So we activate like this 12 months of the year. Now, the volume of people, again, and the interest that there's going to be in the city is a little different. I have been to a World Cup event before, and the Fan Fest is amazing, and I can't wait to have it here for 39 days.
And it's just right over there, over that fence line, right over there. Yeah.
All right. How many beers do you think you're going to sell in the Houston area?
Oh, my goodness. The estimates.
Okay, they got estimates.
The estimate is that host countries, their beer consumption goes up about 20%.
Wow.
Right. So, obviously, part of our plan, a very important part of our plan, is to make sure that we treat the 21-plus consumer that loves our product responsibly, right? So in addition to all the events that we're going to have where people are going to have a good time and engage with our brands and things like that, we do as much work making sure that people get home safely. So we have an association with Anheuser-Busch, MAD, and Uber. So things like that will come out in the forefront as we activate these events, as we always do.
And Kevin, when you have people from different countries coming here to Houston, do you have conversations with your staff, or do you plan to have conversations if there's maybe a language barrier or things they can look out for to just make sure that not only just welcoming folks, but also making sure that they're safe and doing things the right way, because it's a different culture for folks too when they get here.
Sure. I mean, and with kind of what we were talking about before, with our the volume that we see down here from the ballpark, from from the Toyota Center and across what Dynamo. You just lost your earpiece.
Yeah, I know.
Or your microphone. Sorry. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day.
I'm gonna need a new one.
Here you go.
We're accustomed to always seeing people from all from all areas. As what we said, as the mayor said earlier, this is an international city, right? So we're prepared for that, and we see that already a lot. So, and they just give them that good old Texas hospitality.
Amazing. Thank y'all so much. I mean,
Thank
y'all
you.
put on an amazing event. We
appreciate that.
enjoyed
Thank
the heck
you.
out of it, and
Thank you.
many Houstonians who came, despite the weather.
Yeah.
Really came out.
Hey, the sun came out for about 15 seconds. It was
15
good.
seconds. We enjoyed
Best
that.
15 seconds
It was.
of my life.
Well, whenever you want to
Don't
enjoy
worry.
some more, please.
We still gotta close this show out here.
We're going to finish with cheers to all of you guys.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Teams, thank you guys so
Cheers.
much.
Thank you, guys.
for coming and really hanging out with us. All right. Carolina, I think all in all, a really good show, really good event. It was awesome to really spend some time here in Edo, a Little Woodrow's, and really get inside and really experience this with folks for the first time. This was really cool to do. As they were calling each country. You got an opportunity to write down the different groups, and you can hear the oohs and ahs of different countries were called. So this was a really, really good moment. I won't forget this one. No time soon.
Yeah, and the scribbles that you were putting out,
oh yeah.
Some people might be confused by what happened there. The thing is that the confederations cannot have more than one team per group unless you're in Europe, because there's 16 countries. So sometimes they would pull it and put it in a pot where they already had somebody from that same confederation or that same region. So they were like,
you gotta go somewhere else.
We gotta go somewhere else, okay? So that's why you see the scribbles. And a lot of people ask me, why wasn't USA in Group C? Why was it in Group D? And the thing is, they pre-assign host countries to their groups based on schedules, broadcasting schedules, and to make sure that, they're not playing at the same time as Mexico and Canada. So there was a lot that went into it. It's not that Group C was made for the US.
We just skipped C.
Yeah.
But again, June 12th in LA. That is the first game for Team USA against Paraguay. And again, we have beaten them before. We expect to do the same moving forward.
And tomorrow we find out who exactly plays in Houston. Keep it with Houston Soccer HQ throughout this tournament. It's coming here next year.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.